So today, I want to talk about what I call defaults or tics. And those are the unhelpful habits that subtly dilute the impact of your message. But first, before I get to that, I want to stress something about these short videos. These videos just scratch the surface of what is necessary to improve the public speaking skills that are needed to acquire that true executive presence. It's so important that you find a good coach. It took me 4 decades in the trenches to learn so much of what I share in these videos. However, with a good coach and diligent practice, you can do this within 4 to 6 months. I mean, because face it, left to our own devices, we often practice the same mistakes over and over again without even realizing it. A coach accelerates the process by providing immediate feedback so that those blind spots, they're eliminated. So find a good one, a good coach, whether it's me or someone else, but make sure you're comfortable with the coach's personal style. All right, let's get back to one very common default, or tic as I call it, that so many of us fall into, and that is not trusting the pause. When a speaker doesn't trust the pause, they resort to run-on sentences, pace issues, speaking too quickly without vocal variety, repetition that can sound like stuttering, and a huge use of what I call filler words, like, essentially, so, yeah, sort of. Those are filler words. Here's an example of somebody speaking at an annual general shareholders meeting who doesn't trust the pause, and they start falling into these other problems with pace, repetition, filler, run-on sentences. Here we go. In the previous AGM, we sort of introduced you to essentially what we call our refreshed brand identity. The promise, unleash the next. So those words might sound simple, but they essentially make a dramatic difference. Over the past year, the board has sort of worked closely with management on like the strategic direction of essentially the company putting those 3 simple words, into action. Now that's pretty painful to listen to. And it's of course somebody who's speaking as an executive would never be allowed to do or should not do. All right, I'm going to first of all, I'm going to trust the pause, which will eliminate the run-on sentences. It will fix the pace issue, and it'll also fix the vocal variety. It will eliminate the repetition and the stuttering, and it will definitely eliminate the filler words. Here I go. In the previous AGM, we introduced to you our refreshed brand identity and promise, unleash the next. These words might sound simple, but they make a dramatic difference. Over the past year, the board has worked closely with management on the strategic direction of the company by putting those 3 simple words, unleash the next, into action. Huge difference. And it's difficult to do, especially if you're speaking impromptu. But there are techniques and exercises that can be employed to get us to trust the pause. And the pause can be very effective if used appropriately. So keep working on becoming the speaker everyone wants to be. And until next time.